expressing. I'm good.
Oh, man.
Did you get through the quiz or the questions that they gave us?
I got through most of them.
Okay. There's a couple I had questions about.
Yeah.
I kind of get mixed up on what's what.
Yeah, me too.
Did you see that our TA wanted to join us today?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't respond. I forgot. I saw it when I was at work and then I forgot.
Yeah, me too.
Was that in email?
It's a text, but I think she's texting like our first original 4. So.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway, would you like her to join us today?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I guess I can send an invite, and then if she wants to, then
Okay, I'm good.
So how's everybody's week been so far?
I dropped our 4th child off at the airport yesterday to fly to Salt Lake City, and he enters the MTC tomorrow. So,
oh, man.
you know, it's good.
Oh.
It doesn't
boy.
get any easier. Like, I've done
Sure.
this 2 other times. It should be easy, right? No, it's not.
Oh,
Yeah. But he's going to the Philippines, and that's a bit farther than the other 2 went to Idaho and Boise. So, I mean, Boise and Seattle. So,
oh, wow.
Philippines is a bit away, a ways away.
Just a little.
Yeah,
Just a little.
just by a bit.
So, it's good though.
So for this chapter, I'm trying to see.
It looks like it's just mainly review, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's why we don't have a homework quiz this week for lesson 8.
Because we need to take the exam by tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so is it and I'm really bad at looking. Is it so are we taking a group quiz, or is it just preparing for the exam and kind of going through these review questions?
Today there's a quiz that it sounds like it has the same questions that are on the paper we did.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I opened it and the first one, the only thing I read was the first one. It was one of the questions, but it wasn't the first one, so I'm guessing they're just jumbled up.
Okay.
So have you guys started your page of notes that you can use for the exam?
Not yet.
No, okay. I did not.
I'll send you a paper. You're welcome to use it, but I just copied all the summaries.
Oh, that'd be actually awesome.
And some of the pictures from her thing. And so I don't mind sharing that part.
That'd be awesome. Okay. Right. Thank you.
Yeah, Thank you so much. All right, so yeah, this one's a little bit longer. It's got 31 questions. Oh boy.
Oh, come on, computer. All right, give me just a second.
Have any of you taken the Unit 1 test yet?
Nope.
Same, me neither.
So wait, so for this group quiz, we were supposed to go through it once by ourselves?
I printed the review questions and went through those. I think that's part of taking the quiz, but I read that for the first time when I opened the quiz. So I don't know what it's meaning by taking it once by ourselves.
Yeah, it says, I met with my group and completed this group quiz with them. Mark this false when you take the quiz alone for the first time.
I missed that sentence. I didn't do it on the computer alone, but I did it on paper by myself.
Oh, yeah. No, right, yeah. Like I did, because I did that too.
Yeah.
Huh.
So maybe it doesn't matter. I'm
hoping it doesn't matter because I didn't read that. I did stuff, but I didn't realize I had to actually take the quiz. Thought I was just doing those questions that it had. So,
yeah.
All right, let's do this one.
For sure. I'll just put that as a comment when I leave the link to this. And it is recording this time. So.
Are you recording?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Man,
I'm just glad you do it all, Taylor.
All right, yeah, I'm done to start it.
All right, should we go question 2?
Yeah.
Which of the following variables are categorical? The number of animals in the zoo, a randomly selected brand of toothpaste at a convenience store, age in years of randomly selected vehicle in parking lot.
I'm gonna say the last 2, right?
I know the middle one is. Yeah, is the last one too?
So I believe, although it's a number, it still is a category because, you can't like turn, like if it's like 14 years old, that 14 can't be turned into like a percent or something like that. It's just a loan.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. I had a question mark next to that one. I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Good.
All right. The mean IQ test score in the U.S. is 100. 20 randomly selected statistics students took an IQ test, and the mean of their scores was 112. Which of the following statements are true? 100 is a parameter or a statistic?
100 is a parameter because it's the parameter is the whole population, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
From looking at the review earlier.
Yeah, because parameter and population, and then statistic and sample.
Oh, so PP says S.
Yeah, that's.
So that means 112 would be statistic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so check the first one and the last one.
Got it.
All right, so number 4. Rotham City has 4 district neighborhoods. The property values are similar within each neighborhood, but they vary considerably from neighborhood to neighborhood. One neighborhood has very low property values, and another has extremely high property values. Property taxes are usually roughly proportional to the property values. What type of sample would we collect to gauge the residents' responses to a proposed increase in property taxes?
So on this one, I got stratified.
I picked that as well because you want to get the different neighborhoods and do a sample of each of those neighborhoods, right? And then compare those.
Yeah, that's what I got because you want to get kind of an even representation of random.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yep, so stratified.
Okay.
All right.
Number 5. When design experiments are conducted in a public school system, researchers typically choose a particular district and randomly select teachers of, say, 4th grade students in that district. This experiment is then conducted using all the students in the selected classes. Which type of sampling scheme is implemented?
Hmm.
I got cluster for this one.
I wrote that as well. The clusters where you break it in different groups and then you just do a full sample of one of those groups, correct? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah,
So
I
they
think
broke
so.
it up to fourth grade and they surveyed every fourth grader.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I got.
All right.
At a school fundraiser, the name of every person who attended was entered into a drawing. At the end of the evening, 6 names were selected to receive door prizes. Which type of sampling scheme was implemented? And I just got simple random.
Yep.
That is what I put in. Oh,
Same.
Sweet.
Number 7. A special interest group is conducting a survey regarding wolves in Yellowstone National Park. To adequately gauge opinions on both sides of the political spectrum, the researchers took the list of registered Democrats and selected a simple random sample of 100 people. Then they took a list of registered Republicans and selected a simple random sample of 100 people. Which type of sampling scheme was implemented? Wasn't that SRS as well?
well, they had two different groups, right? So wouldn't that
Oh,
be stratified?
stratified?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I guess I didn't factor in that there were two different groups. Oh, okay.
It gets, I have a hard time keeping it straight.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, a survey was taken of purchases at the crossroads. Open the data file and do the next 3 questions. So we're calculating the mean amount spent. And that was 4.771.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Using software, calculate the standard deviation. And I got 1.912.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Question 10. Start by creating a histogram of the amount spent in the crossroad purchases. Then mark the following statement. What?
Well, isn't that a silly question? Because the spreadsheet we use to calculate the other stuff, it creates a histogram,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it just did it by itself. Were we supposed to do something more?
No, I think that was
I
it.
didn't see anything.
Oh,
Okay.
but
I was
I
just
do
like,
have,
okay, am I supposed to really draw this out or just know how to create it?
I do
Okay.
have a question on histograms. What do you guys
What's up?
put for number of bins?
That's my question because there was one question when we studied that area, that chapter, that it told us to change the number of bins, but nothing else has ever said anything about changing the number of bins. And I
Yeah.
don't know what the number of bins, how you decide or what that really means. So
Right.
probably a
So
good question to ask.
yeah, I guess what I've been doing until I get a different answer is I look at the minimum and then I look at the maximum, which like is like 0 point something and then 10 point something. And so I just put 10 bins.
Mm.
Like, but if it was like, if it was, yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Like, so I'll try to break it into that, and then it's been pretty regularly looking like the example in the homework, but I'm just kind of, I don't know. It's very weird. Hopefully, we won't have to like decipher just by looking at a histogram or something that we create, because I don't think it's very consistent.
Yeah.
What's our TA's name?
Justina?
Mhm.
Did I say that? Yep. I'm going to ask her. How do you know how many bins to use?
I think she just sent us a message.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I think I just got a notification on this chat. She asked if this is section 9, group 3.
We're group 4, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, so I guess. I'll tell her group 4.
I didn't see a chat.
Yeah, neither did I.
Section 9, group 4. Yeah, so I guess I got a message from her like 12 minutes ago saying, sorry, I will join in a minute. And then she asked if this is section 9, group 3.
Yeah, I just like to bring it out about an hour before I cook it. Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
All right. Jessica Mayer and her research team measured the body temperature of a sample of diving elephant seals. A thermistor was placed at a specific location on each seal to measure its body temperature. The body temperature of seals tends to decrease as they dive. The researcher estimated the typical body temperature of each seal at the time they initiated a dive and called this the representative temperature of the seal. Thermistors were placed in the hepatic sinus of 4 of the seals, named Bodil, Roberta, Larry, and Pear. The seals' body temperatures at the start of dives was calculated to be blah, blah, blah. Complete the following table and use your work to answer the next 4 questions.
Okay.
Remember what you feel like after eating.
So A, I got negative 0.165.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got like 1 decimal point off, but I think that's because I rounded wrong.
Okay.
You're supposed to go back in, or is it?
So what did you say it was? Negative 1.655?
Yep.
Okay.
And then B is asking for the square of Roberta's. Which is 0.681.
Mm-hmm.
Negative, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, it has to be positive because it's a square.
Oh, duh. Oh, that's so weird. How did I get that? Okay, sweet.
Did any of you guys just get the message that Justina sent us?
No.
What is going on? But okay, so she just said, oh, I don't think I'm scheduled to join your group meeting this week then. Do you guys need help with anything? Do you guys need help with anything?
I'm just curious about the bins.
Okay, so I'll put, we're curious about the bins in the histogram.
Yep.
All right, let's see if she gets it. All right, back to work. All right, question 13. What quantity is equal to the sum of the numbers in the squared deviations column?
That's the variance, right?
Deviations. Yes.
But that's the part I feel like we did just that chapter, but we didn't use the variance since then, and I kind of had to relearn what the variance was.
Okay, yeah, because yeah, that was something that I just put a question mark, and then I was gonna look back, and then I hadn't yet. So, but yeah, now I remember, because yeah, we did talk about that, and then it was just nothing. So.
And I remember having to fill out these tables, but then it was kind of, I thought, well, that kind of just helps us know how to use the mean and we kind of used some of those figures later on, but we didn't really talk about the variance. I need to just study more about variance. I think just refresh myself to make sure I got that. I don't think they ask us a whole lot about it though, but
Same. I'll have to review the lessons or later.
Okay, so what is the standard deviation of these temperatures? I couldn't figure this one out.
okay, it was the one where like S squared is equal, the variance equals S squared, which equals the sum of that column divided by n minus 1. Maybe that sounds familiar. So that's the variance formula.
Oh, okay.
And then so you're going to have to square root the whole thing.
Each of that. Isn't that correct? So.
Wait, say that again, sorry.
And then I think we take the square root of that.
No, yeah, that would make sense because if it's S squared, then yeah, we're trying to find S. Which is so weird because I've been using sigma for standard deviation this whole time, and then all of a sudden this time I saw S. I'm like, S? Like,
yeah.
So no, but yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So I got S squared would be 1.534, and then we divided it minus 1, and there's 4 seals, so we divide it by 3. And so that equals 0.511, and then I took the square root of that.
And then what'd you get last?
0.715.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Last column altogether, and that gave me 1.534. 3 at 0.511, and then I took the square root of that. Is that right? Or are you guessing with me?
I'm definitely guessing for this one.
Okay, great. Now we'll see what we get when we finish the quiz, right?
Yeah. Justina just messaged us again. She said, I think it's just however many categories there are. So does that answer our question?
I don't think so. Like
No, it doesn't.
She said so 3 because there is a cash, iCard, and credit.
Huh.
Okay, so if I go back to the spreadsheet of the Crossroads purchases, the method gives us cash, credit, iCard. So I'm seeing that there, so we should have. I don't think I've ever caught that part.
I have not either.
No, but that doesn't make sense because in the examples, like there was a ton of bars. There weren't only 3.
And the time they told us to change the bin number, I can't remember what the problem was or anything, but it wasn't anything logical to me.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't figure out where they got the number they said, change 8 to 10, and why? So, okay, maybe I'll ask our professor. It doesn't sound like we're going to use it.
No, yeah, but
we'll have to get more specific with the question.
No, for sure.
Okay, and let's see. Question 15 says, under certain conditions, the standard deviation can be negative. That's false, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And I think part of that stems from because we're adding up all those squared numbers, so they would be all positive.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's just the distance in between, which is always going to be something, not more than nothing or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
sense.
Because it's basically like we're trying to find the extremity or the extremity or whatever,
Yeah.
which is always positive. So yeah.
Yep.
Wait, and then for 14, we got 0.715. Was that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Sweet.
We're going with it.
Sounds good.
We'll see.
I just wanted to make sure. Sorry.
You're good.
All right. Let's see. And then so 16, and these are these all the same from our homework?
Yep.
I don't.
I think
Oh, okay.
location resulted in the most. Yes.
So yeah, I got extradural.
Why?
Oh, 1 second.
Because it was a smaller standard deviation.
That's what I got too.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's extradural. Extradural.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because like when we're talking about most consistent, then I'm thinking about not changing. And then when you look, if there's a small standard deviation, then it's like
They're closer
not-
together. All
Right.
those ranges are closer together.
Yeah. Okay.
So information, the number of hours students spent studying for an exam were recorded. The data are represented by the box plot below. Use this box plot to answer the next two questions. What is the third quartile? Q3. Would it be 8?
Yes.
That's what I got, yeah.
Because to draw the box, you draw a line at the first quartile, the median, and then the third quartile, and then you connect the tops and make that a box. And then
Right.
you do,
So the first quartile is like the left side of the rectangle, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an easy way to remember it. Oh, what's happening?
And then what?
Guys, my laptop just froze a little bit.
Oh no, you're
Uh-oh.
right.
I don't know. I just plugged in my phone because it was dying, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
It didn't
There we
like
go. I
that.
think we got it, I think.
Okay. So question 18, what percentage of the data lies between 4 hours and 8 hours? Note, list the number as a percent, not a decimal, and don't include the percentage sign.
Wait, this is 50, right? It's between,
That's what I got, was 50.
yeah, because it's between the first and third.
All right. Information. Here we go. Use the following information to answer the next three questions. An observation from a normally distributed population is considered, quote, unusual if it is more than 2 standard deviations away from the mean. There are several contaminants that can harm a city's water supply. Nitrate concentrations above 10 ppm, parts per million, are considered a health risk for infants less than 6 months of age. The city of Rexburg reports that the nitrate concentration in the city's drinking water supply is between 1.59 and 2.52 parts per million, and values outside of this range are unusual. We will assume that U minus 20 equals 1.59 ppm, and U plus 20 equals 2.52 ppm. It is reasonable to assume that the measured nitrate concentration is normally distributed. Question 19. Estimate the mean of the measured nitrate concentration in Rexburg's drinking water. Round your answer to 3 decimal places. Yikes.
So I used algebra for this one.
My kryptonite.
So I solved one of the equations for mu, and then I plugged that into the other equation for the mu. So that's how I solved this one. I don't know if that's the right answer or not.
What did you get, Christine?
I got the mu is 2.055.
That's what I got. So yeah, I'm trying
How did
to
you
look
do it?
back on how I got to that. So I believe I got 2 point. So I got the two uh, the two ends. So I got 1.59 and 2.52, and I added them together. Then I just divided by 2 to find the kind of like middle of that, which I was saying was the average or the mean.
Okay. So you added 1.59 plus the 2.52 and then divided by 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. But we came up
And
with the
then-
same answer, so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Cool beans.
And then for standard deviation, what'd you get?
I got 0.233.
That's what I got. So how'd you get that one? Just plugged it in and
Yeah, because I plugged into one of the equations the mu of 2.055 and then solved for the standard deviation.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I did it. I think I did right. Yeah, because I just plugged it into the mean. And then yeah, okay, sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just used one of those equations from the description and entered the mu, so then I solved the equation for sigma,
Yeah.
which is the standard deviation. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 21. Between what two measured nitrate concentrations do approximately 68% of the data values lie?
Right. So this
So
is
60,
between one standard deviation of each, right?
right.
So
So I added the standard deviation to the mean, and I subtracted it from the mean.
yeah.
So I got 2.288 and 1.882.
1.822 is that what you got?
Yeah, but that's not one of the answers. So I probably didn't round up.
Yeah, well, because
Yeah. Maybe.
yeah, I got 822 as well, but then I'm only seeing 823. But that's good enough for me. Yeah, I think it's just a rounding thing. Okay. Right. And then for
So wait a second, just a quick.
yeah,
So question 23 on the quiz, or the questions from the homework or whatever, said, what is the mean and standard deviation of the standard normal distribution?
I put a question mark for that one.
Okay, so did I. Had no clue what it's asking.
Yeah, because I feel like the standard normal distribution, that's the whole thing with like the applet and like, you know, x bar minus mu over standard
The Z
deviation
scores
divided
and
by
stuff.
n, and I'm like, we're given none of that. Like,
Okay.
so I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to stay tuned.
Okay. I'm good with that. All right, Micah, you're up. Yeah? Or am I up?
I'll read again. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
All right. So information. Use the following information to answer the remaining questions. Oh boy. The admissions committees for most masters of business administration (MBA) programs require the Graduate Management Admission Test, GMAT, as part of the application for new students. It has been shown that the scores for the GMAT are normally distributed with a mean of 542.3 and a standard deviation of 120.54. The minimum GMAT score required for admission to the MACC program in the School of Accountancy at BYU is 500, but it is rare for students with scores less than 600 to be admitted. Question 22. What is the probability that a randomly selected student will score above 542 on the GMAT? Now that's, let me see here.
Isn't that the same as the mean? And so wouldn't the mean be the 50%, the third, or the, yeah, second quartile?
So how do you put the mean? How do you convert that to a probability?
I thought that was one of the last lessons that we just had.
Right. Like find the z-score,
Yeah.
right? And then probability
But the
is
mean is
the
0.
area.
The mean is 0, right?
Well, yeah. I feel like the top would be 0, right? Because it's just x bar, which is the same as mean, minus
No, the
each
z.
other, right? So the top's going to be 0.
So then you're going to highlight just the right side of that, and it's 50%.
So what? 0.5.
No, 0.5. No 0, just 0.5.
I guess that makes sense.
So what would your z-score be?
0.
Oh, duh.
'Cause
It's just 0 divided
Yeah.
by anything.
And isn't the mean the like halfway point or whatever? You add them all up and then divide by the number of things, and so it's going to be the 50th percentile. So half of it's above that number, half of it's below it.
All right. That's what made sense to me. Like reading it the first time.
I had to do a double take on that.
Yeah.
Okay, 23. What is the probability that a randomly selected student will score below 600 on the GMAT? This is one where I have to catch myself and make sure I'm going below or above, because I did it wrong the first time, and then I was like, wait, what? So I got the z-score of 0.479. So then I got a probability of 0.684.
And so for these ones, when you're finding the z-score, is it just x bar minus the mean over?
The standard deviation.
It's just, okay. Okay, sweet.
So it's going to be 600 minus the 542.3, all divided by 120 over 54.
Yeah.
24 says, what is the probability that a randomly selected student will score 600 or above on the GMAT? And when we just subtract 0.684 minus 1, or 1 minus?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Or you can shade the other side of the applet.
No, that's too much fun.
Did you get 0.316?
Yep, 0.316.
Okay. I usually leave about 320. 25, somewhere in there. Okay, 25? Is it me? Thanks. Find the GMAT score that corresponds with the 10th percentile, round to the nearest whole number.
Oh boy.
This is number 27 on that questionnaire. So the 10th percentile, we can put in the appellate 0.1 at the top for the percentile. And then the question is
Put
asking.
that in the area.
Yep, in the area. And the 10th percentile, just knowing where we're at, it's going to be the lower Z, the negative Z score. Right? So then I put negative 1.282 is equal to X minus the minus mu divided by the standard deviation, and then I solve for X.
Wait, say that one more time, sorry. Negative 1.282.
That one. Okay. So I put, yeah, negative 1.282 is equal to, right side of the equation, X minus 542.3, all of that divided by 120.54. And then I solve for X. Because it's giving us the percentile. So with the percentile, we can find the Z score and put the, put the Z score in places of the Z in that equation, and then the only thing you have left to solve for is X.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then we're going to we're going to do it again for the next question. Didn't come out right. Anyway, so the answer for 25 I got is 387.77. Somebody else do the math and make sure I'm correct.
I got 0.88 or
I got 7.7.
It's coming up 387.8779. So I guess 0.878.
Okay, hang on just a second. I'm going to redo my math. 1.282 times 120.54 equals, and then we're going to add, no, we're going to subtract 142.3. Well, that just did something screwy. Sorry, 1.282 negative times 120.54 equals, and then we're going to add 542.3. So I got 387.7677. What did you get, Taylor?
387.8779.
Well, what did we do differently?
Wait, sorry. What was your formula then? Negative 1.282.
Yep, equals X minus mu, which is 542.3.
Okay.
Divide all that by 120.54.
Oh, that's where it is. That's where it is. I had, sorry, I had 120.454. I don't know why. So yeah, that would make
love
a small difference like that. So 387.77. Is that what you got? Okay.
Yeah, just
Sorry.
I just got a picture of my missionary. Sorry.
Oh man.
Okay. So one of the elders, the boys that served out here, he's been home probably about a year. He took him out to lunch today, so that was kind of fun because he would go on exchanges with them lots when he was here as a missionary. So that's fun.
That's
Okay.
so cool.
It's lots of fun. Okay, number 26.
Yeah. So what's the 90th percentile?
So we're going to use the applet, and we're going to put 0.9 at the top in the area. And that's going to give us a z-score. And so we know we want the positive 1.282 for this because we know that 90th is the higher one. Does that make sense? At least that's my logic.
Right. Oh yeah.
And then you plug that into the z-score formula.
So I got 696.83.
That is what I got.
Okay.
Micah, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. What was our z-score for this one?
It's 1.282, positive 1.282, because it's the 90th, so it's got to be the right side of that curve.
Wait, did you get 0.0999?
So in the applet, I put in 0.9 for the area. And then the z-score that's on the right is going to give us a z-score for the 90th percentile.
Oh, okay.
And so then I took
Right.
that number and put it in the z-score formula.
Gotcha. Okay, that's where I was messing up. Okay. Okay. 282. All right.
We're almost there.
Woohoo! Yeah, I'm gonna have to review all of this. I feel so lost right now.
I think I do too.
Like for the first 20 of them, I felt pretty confident, but yeah, I'm starting to oh boy, starting to lose it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
for
me
the
too.
next
I didn't
one,
really, I didn't even really get to that at the homework, but Christine, it's starting to make sense.
the next one's going to ask kind of the same kind of question.
Right.
It
So
says,
if
yeah,
it's going to
go.
be first quartile, that's 25%. So would we just do the same thing and just hit 0.25 and do the
Yep.
same thing we've been doing?
Yep.
Okay.
And so it's going to be the number we're going to, for Z is negative 0.674. And
Yep,
then you
got it.
solve for the X in that equation. What you get?
I got 461.06.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Wait, and so, oh. Round to the nearest whole number, it's been saying the last few ones.
Oh, I didn't read that.
Oh boy.
Okay. So 388
Whole
for 25.
So is that starting question 25?
Yeah, that's at least when I started noticing them.
So that's 388, right?
Yeah.
Make sure I round right.
Yeah, and then 697 for 26.
Okay.
And then
I'm glad you caught that.
461. Yeah, me too. And then-
Good.
oops.
So now the 28 is asking for the third quartile, which is going to give us, it's the same applet number because it's just,
Right, it's
we
just
give
the
you the
positive.
75th percentile. So now you've solved for the positive. Yep.
Okay.
Kind of crazy because the questions from the preparation didn't tell us to round to the whole number.
Right.
Throw me off.
All right, so 623.54. Is that what you
And so
got?
it's, yes.
Mhm.
So then it's going to be 624.
624. All right, number 29. Consider a simple random sample of n equals 15 students taking the taking the GMAT. What is the mean of the distribution of sample mean scores for all samples? Round to the nearest tenth, one decimal place.
Oh, okay, so the mean, that's just going to be the same.
Right.
Like, oh wait, crap. No, wait, I got this.
And now we're rounding to the one decimal place. Oh, but we're just copying the mean. So it's 542.3.
Yeah.
Got it. That's what I had.
And then standard deviation is going to be that divided by square root of n, right?
Yes. So 120.54 divided by the square root of 15. And this one we're rounding to 3 decimal places.
$31.123.
That is what I got.
Mhm.
What is the probability that the sample mean for the GMAT score, sample mean GMAT score for a simple random sample of n equals 15 students will be greater than 600? That's not
So
one on the homework quiz, was it?
I don't think so. So for this one, we're going to have to find the z-score, then plug it into the applet, and do only shading the right one.
But
Or is that not right?
how does n equal 15 apply in there?
So this is question 32 on the review.
I didn't get a 32 on the review. Must have missed it in printing. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
you're right.
Maybe no,
Yeah,
you're good.
No, yeah, 32.
So I didn't do this one.
Okay. So,
Equals 15.
so yeah, basically, I think it's going to be the same things, but we're just going to change n. We're saying, oh, okay, so what if n is 15 for another sample or something?
Okay.
So, I guess, right? Like we would just.
So we subtract 600 from 524. Is that right? And then
And then on the bottom, it's the standard deviation divided by the square root of 15, right? And that's going to give us the z-score?
Sorry, so 600 minus 542.3. And then that's over 120.54 over square root of, what's the new n?
Yes.
15?
Yep.
Sweet, yeah.
Let's plug it in.
2.3 divided by 120.54 divided by 15 square root. So I got 1.854.
Yeah. So, and then I think to find the probability, we need to put it in the applet. Is that right?
Yes.
One point.
So we'll put that
So
on
it's
the right line.
0.9.
And do we shade to the right of the curve?
What was the question? What did it ask for?
Greater than 600.
Yep, so it's just to the right.
So I'm getting final is 0.032.
0.032. Yep.
Okay.
Sweet.
Let's see.
Fingers crossed.
We missed a few points, but 95%.
That's not bad. What did we miss?
Not bad at all.
I didn't. My computer's not wanting to submit.
Okay, so what? The one where we got the variance, that one was wrong. For the sum, for the sum of the numbers in the squared deviations column.
That was back with the seals, right?
Yeah. And I believe
Not
that is
very.
it. Oh, and then, oh, dang it, what? And then the, which ones are categorical? So I guess,
Oh, so it probably was just the middle one.
yeah, my bad.
So not the bottom one, just the middle one. And then, is it 13 that we got wrong? My computer's still not submitted it yet.
Let's see. Yeah, 13. So what is that?
Let's see, 13. I think it might be the standard deviation, wouldn't it? Because wasn't that part of the equation where it said the squared deviations is equal to or about the squared yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm making stuff up. I don't know.
So the variance isn't those sums, the variance, because this variance has you dividing by n minus 1. So that's why it's not the variance.
Right.
So is that sum the standard? The sum can't be the standard. Is the sum the standard deviation?
The quantity is equal to the sum of numbers. Standard deviations.
Where's my
Interesting. Oh boy.
So it looks like the variance, after you find the sum,
Is it none of these?
you have to divide or something. So
I see why it's not the variance.
Right.
But that looks like the close. I don't know. Let me check my notes way back
And
when.
I definitely don't think it's the mean. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Did Eliza
Yeah,
come
I
home?
mean, I would guess none.
None?
None of the above?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say because I feel like maybe it was a trick question so that we could get the definition of deviation correct.
Okay, I took a picture of the question and I sent it to Justine and I said, we get why it's not the variance, why that's not the right answer, but we're not positive about the others. But other than that, I think I'm good. And I sent you guys the paper that I created, which just was a whole bunch of copying and pasting. And there's still room on that paper that you can write some more stuff if you want to use it.
Sweet, thank you so much.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
appreciate it. I'll probably print it out tonight.
Yeah. And hopefully all the questions on the exam make sense. And I don't,
Yeah, for real.
I much prefer going through with it a group.
Yeah, it's really
Same,
nice.
same.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys and good luck.
You too. Thanks.
Good luck to you guys.
All right, bye.
See you guys. Bye.